Welcome to the Flora podcast, a place where we help you create a life you're excited about.
Welcome back to the podcast. I'm Flora. I was just Voxering with my private clients, and one of my private clients and I were discussing past versions of ourselves. And she had mentioned several weeks ago that she was thinking about growing her hair long, and she's like, oh my God, I saw a picture of me back in the day and I had my long hair and it was like, oh my God, I totally want that back. And after some soul searching, she realized, no, she didn't want that back. And the reason why was because she's like, I don't want that version of me to come back into existence. Like, why is it that I'm so drawn to my long hair, the clothes I wore back then and all that other stuff? And I shared with her a story about a vision board that I currently have up right now. And on that vision board, I have a picture of me. What you see when you look at this image of, I'm standing in a bikini at a waterfall. My face is just beaming. I've got a smile on my face. Now, this day in particular, I had gone to a state park with my kids and one of their friends, and we just had the best time. We packed sandwiches. I mean, it was just the epitome of a fabulous Wisconsin summer day. It was so good, so freaking good. And this was after my back surgery, but physically, I was in probably almost the best shape of my life. But one of the things that I did, hands down, was I honored all the food that came in my body. At this point, I had also started doing transcendental meditation and really honored my energy levels. And there was just so many things going right. But at the same time, there was also things that were kind of fucked up in my life, things that were way going sideways. And this was right before I started my Codependency Anonymous recovery work. And I was, at this point, when that picture was taken, I was still in a dating relationship that was very codependent. So why am I describing all of these random things about this picture? A picture truly does speak 1,000 words. And often we see echoes of our past come into our current life and makes us wonder, what if I would have stayed on that path? Why was I so happy in certain parts of my life when other parts were just a shit show? And we feel this little sense of nostalgia for those parts that were going so good and so well. That version of me was so broken in so many different ways. And I am a completely different person now, an absolute completely different person. Another picture that I have on my vision board is a picture of me when I'm probably maybe a year and a half, 2 years old, and I'm dressed up in just this random clothes. Let me actually look at it right now. I am wearing one shoe. I'm barefoot in one, and I'm wearing one shoe. I'm wearing, it looks like tan corduroy pants, a white undershirt, a red and white polka dot shirt, and then I have this other white, I think, sweater over it with this green collar, and then I'm wearing a shower cap. And behind me, leaning up against this orange vinyl couch that we had, which I was just talking about the other day with my boyfriend, is my sister Lisa and my sister Angie. And I'm walking with conviction in this picture. And I have my hand up I'm waving hey, what's up, And it's the best picture. So why do I have both of these pictures on my vision board? Well, the first one, I actually have two phrases that are captioning this photo. And the first one is fortune favors the bold. And the second one is the universe responds to the energy I hold. And in that picture, that was me before the world influenced who I was. That's it. That picture was me and is me before I conformed to society. And then the other picture of me in that bikini, I actually have a headline over it that says health is wealth. And the reason why that I have that picture is because my physical body was in the best space possible, where I honored my stress levels and I did meditation twice a day. I honored the food that I ate, and I was very hard and fast with the things that I would and would not consume, and felt my best physically. Like, I had so much energy at that time. So when these echoes of your past come in through Facebook memories or photo albums or, reminiscing with your friends and your family and your loved ones, and you start to get nostalgic about it, one of the things that you can do to recapture that echo that keeps coming back is recognize that it's not that you want to be that person or that version of you, but that echo that keeps coming back is a reminder that you're capable of whatever it is that you want to do. You're capable of doing those things that inspire you, that make you feel good, that make you feel energetic, that make you feel grounded, that make you feel happy, that make you feel whatever it is that you were feeling in that photo that keeps calling back. Those echoes keep ringing in your ear and ringing and resonating throughout your physical body and in your energetic space. So today, I would encourage you to go back and find a photo of yourself that is a version of you that was you before the world told you what or who to be, or before quote unquote life happened. For those of you who just listened to this on a podcast platform, all of my podcasts I post onto YouTube. So at this time, right now, whatever this timestamp is, I will post both of those images so that you can see the little baby me in that fabulous outfit I described, and then me in that swimsuit. Half of my life was a hot fucking mess, but the other half was so deeply happy and so deeply dedicated to a specific standard. And again, give yourself permission to, if you're guided to do this, do the same. Give yourself permission. Find that little picture, that little baby picture of you before life happened. And then find that picture of you many years later when you were feeling the best. Like maybe you were in the best relationship of your life, or maybe you were in the best physical shape of your life, or maybe you were in the best mental space in your life. But give yourself permission to just kind of look through and peruse through those images and see what echoes come wafting through, and that nostalgia that wafts through. And when you can recognize that those little echoes that come through and that nostalgia that comes through, it's not necessarily that you want to go back to that time and be that version of yourself, but it's that you desire and that like, I did this once. And is that an indicator for you to reawaken that part of you? Notice I said part, not version, but that part. Honoring those 20-minute meditations that often would turn into hour-long meditations, because I loved that feeling of going so deep in those meditations and everything just melted away. Physically, I was honoring every single thing I put in my body and wasn't judging it. I was just having fun with my food. I'm 47 now, and I've gained a little bit of weight in the middle. But again, that's something, we all go through shifts in our life. We all go through judgments, especially self-judgments. So give yourself permission to do the work. This is part of clearing that mental and emotional clutter, is looking at those past versions of yourself and paying attention to those echoes, paying attention to that nostalgia, and paying attention to you right now that is craving you to show back up for your life. And I want you to ask yourself, how are you not showing up right now? How are you just phoning it in? How are you just sitting back and waiting for someday to make this, whatever it is, magically appear. Because I'm here to tell you that typically in our youth, we're hungry. We're hungry for adventure. We're hungry for more. We're hungry for all these things. And as we get older, even when, from that little 2-year-old me picture, fast forward to that picture of me in the swimsuit, I was hungry to explore life. Am I still hungry to explore life? You bet your ass I am. That's one of the reasons why we downsized. So that we can explore and explore and explore and not have to worry about mowing the grass or redoing the freaking, water heater or redoing the roof. It's like, no, let the maintenance people take care of that. That's what our rent is for. We just want to go travel. We want to adventure. So look at your life. Look at, what are you hungry for? What are you feeling that longing for in your life? And allow these 2 images to remind you every single day about who you can be if you choose to be. And again, this all goes back to the 1 degree shift. What's one thing that you can do to align your life so that it is so freaking exciting, seriously, when I think back to 2015, that's the year that I stopped and asked myself, why the fuck am I so happy? I was standing in my kitchen with my left hand on the island. I was looking out, I was looking to my right, out my patio door, and I asked myself, why the hell am I so damn happy? Why the hell am I so happy? And my kids were in their rooms, and one of them yelled out, did you just ask yourself why you're so happy? I'm like, yes. And he's like, why? And I'm like, why not? We ask ourselves when we're sad or pissed or angry, why am I so angry? Why am I so sad? Why am I so pissed? Do it when you're happy. Why am I so damn happy? What am I doing so I can do more of this? And the thing is I was honoring myself. I was honoring certain things. Give yourself permission to let that nostalgia speak to you. There is wisdom in nostalgia. There is wisdom in these little echoes that keep coming back. Even if it's just a reminder of what you don't want to go back to. Some of my private clients and I did a vision board workshop, and we had such an amazing time. And one of the things that I typically put on vision boards, I used to put very specific goals and whatever, which sometimes I have specific goals, and then other times I just have a vision board where it just acts as reminders. I would recommend putting these 2 images on your reminder vision board. You can learn a lot from digging into and reflecting on who you were and also who you are now. So who you are is that little tiny version of yourself, that little picture of your 2-year-old self, or that little tiny person that when you see it, you're just like, oh, I love this. This is so good. And then that other version of yourself that you keep echoing yourself back to, that you keep thinking about, and I wish I could get back to that weight. Well, what were you doing? Was it, and I just picked weight as one of the things. It could be, maybe you were a traveler at one point. Maybe you were in college, maybe whatever it was. Go back to that version of yourself and really ask yourself, what was I doing that is so inspiring that keeps bringing me back here? And again, I could look at this picture of me in the bathing suit and say, wow, that's a really fucked up picture, because I know I was in a very toxic, very dysfunctional dating relationship with someone. It was a very short relationship. That part of my life, I was like, oh my God, this is just bullshit. Seriously? But there were so many other things that were so freaking good. So give yourself permission. You literally, anything you see, you can deem it as positive or negative. And everything is neutral. We give it meaning. So allow yourself to dig deep into the meanings of these memories and these echoes and that nostalgia. And again, pull the inspiration out of them. Because again, the reason why these are echoing in your brain and in your energy field, and the reason why this nostalgia is pulling at you, is because there's a part of you. Notice I didn't say the entirety of you, but there is a part of you that knows that you can do anything. And there's a part of you that knows that right now, you're not fully living up to the complete and whole version of you that you can be. And now I'm not saying go run a freaking marathon if that's what you used to do, but maybe you injured yourself and whatever, so now that's not possible. But who was that person? Like, let's just say you did run a marathon. Who was that person that showed up every day, no matter what, and got your run in? That's the version of you that you right now are craving. What part of your life can you take that dedication, that part of you that got up rain or shine and ran that marathon and trained for it no matter what? What part of your current life needs that type of dedication from you? What part of your life needs that version of you? Think about that. I hope this serves you today. If you want my direct support, I've opened up 3 places for private coaching for the summer months. Click the link in the show notes, sign up while the spots are available. This time next year, your life could look completely different in a very good, very positive way. If you just give yourself permission to own your life, own the results that you're getting, and own your joy and happiness. Remember, all it takes is a small 1-degree shift in the right direction to align into a life and a business, if you have one, that you love. I hope this serves you today. I love you, and I will see you in the next episode.
Thank you for listening to today's podcast episode. All links mentioned are in today's show notes.